welcome to the newly relaunched bike show. I hope you enjoyed our fancy new titles, but that's not the only thing that's new about the bike show now. As you can see, we're here at the Rim and Rubber Assembly in Greenside, and we've got a real, live, genuine studio audience.
Right, that is enough of that. We need to get on with the show. So first, we've gone foreign. We've gone big and we've gone foreign. Don, you've been abroad.
I've traveled to the far, exotic reach of the land. I went to the wilderness, a place called Southern California, where they have a place called San Diego. It's a city in the very south of California, right near the Mexican border, and they launched a motorbike.
It sounds very close. How much travelling to get there?
Well,
because it's a glamorous job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very glamorous job. This is how glamorous. From the time leaving my house to arriving at my hotel, 36 hours.
And you spent how long there?
About another 36.
And then another 36 hours
and
back.
another 36 hours back. So when they say, how was your trip? Well, most of it was spent like this, staring at a TV screen on the back of someone's chair.
Okay, so what was the reason you were there?
Well, Ducati launched a new motorbike. And, okay, they're moving to new things here. They're moving to the cruiser market. Now, many of you might be saying, but hang on, they've already got a Diavel. No, in fact, that was not a cruiser. I know many people thought it was a cruiser, but they got it wrong. That was what you call a
muscle bike.
Muscle bike, yeah, more like a muscle bike. This is a genuine cruiser. It's got the forward foot pegs like this. You genuinely lean back. It's got the backwards sloping handlebars. And yeah, I think this time.
So what is the wow factor about it? I mean, did you get there and go, damn, that's good looking, or was it just a?
They've got two models. When we first got there, they've had what's called the normal XDiavel. Then they had the XDiavel S. Now, the normal XDiavel is, well, it's like you think, it's a Ducati. You look at it and you think, wow, that looks really nice. Then they unveiled the XDiavel S, and I think most of the crowd there had a small crisis and had to sit down. This is the Italians building a proper cruiser. I mean, it's all been the Americans up until now, a few British, but this is the Italians.
When you say proper cruiser, what is a proper cruiser? I mean, the Ducati told you about some styling cues, don't they? What has to go into cruiser to make it look like one?
The foot pegs need to be forward, as I've already said, which they got wrong on the normal Diavel. The handlebars need to be back, which they got wrong on the normal Diavel. And other little dimensions, like the bottom needs to be long. It needs to have this long look, which slopes up into a shorter top. And that is what an actual cruiser is. In fact, the people at Ducati, the engineers, went to spend a few weeks in actual California learning what that was. But why it took them so long.
But I mean, a cruiser is all about just going slowly everywhere. So this has obviously got a really underpowered engine, hasn't it?
Yeah, okay. Well, remember, these are Ducati engineers doing this. They took what is essentially the I'm getting this wrong. They took what is essentially the multi-strata engine, which is that DVT, the variable valves and all that, 160 horsepower, and they decided, right.
We've got to retune it.
Yeah, we've got to retune it. This is for chugging it along. It's a proper cruiser. So they took it from 160 horsepower
to
156.
Oh, nice.
Four brake horsepower makes a lot of difference.
A whole lot of difference.
Cruising is all about the torque, so presumably they're mentioning loads of stuff about that.
They took the multi-strata engine was originally to 1198. It's the 1198 Superbike engine, which has been redone, and they brought it out to 1262. So what that does is it gives it more torque. Now it's 125 newton meters of torque, which is not a hell of a lot, considering that the standard Diavel has more. But what it does is where the standard Diavel, you look at a torque curve, kind of does that. This sort of does that, 129 newton meters, and then that. So
tied in with the torque, they've gone. I'm sure I saw they've got a belt drive on it.
They've got a belt drive. Again, this is what they said is that it helps transfer the torque better. But to be honest, it just looks better. I mean, again, this is a cruiser. It's all about looks, and that belt just looks fantastic.
And you don't want an oily chain throwing a load of crap all over you.
Yeah, and you don't want a bunch of oil all over your nice, cruiser.
Okay, so performance-wise, it's got a monster of an engine, so it isn't really a cruiser. What about the handling?
Okay, well, again, cruisers are meant to be long. They're meant to kind of wobble. They're meant to kind of do all that kind of stuff. This instead, I mean, if you look at it, it's got actual suspension, proper Mazzocchi front forks. It's got proper Sachs rear suspension. I mean, many of the cruisers out there don't even have suspension, so this is quite a thing.
And of course, that long wheelbase, like all cruisers have, you can't wheelie them, can you?
Well, again, this is Ducati. They do things a bit differently. In fact, you can't open the throttle in first gear to the red line without the front wheel coming up.
So it's not a cruiser. Let's face it, it is not a cruiser, is it?
It's an extremely fast cruiser. But don't they have a tagline about excitement at low speed or something.
Yeah, it's called low-speed excitement, which I'm glad they used. They didn't say low-speed pleasure or low-speed cruising. They said low-speed excitement. And how that works is that when you're going at low speed and you open the throttle, you're very quickly doing a very high speed.
That's the excitement. So come on, give us your TomTom rating. What are you going to give
Hold
it?
on a second, let's talk about electronics, because
we
I'm
don't
intrigued.
have to.
No, we have
Do we have to?
It must have.
Again,
It's
this is a
Ducati, it's
cruiser.
loaded with it.
Yeah, so again, this is meant to be a cruiser. You know, they're lucky to have spark plugs. This has, and I'm going to actually revert to my crib notes here. Right, let's read this all out.
Hey.
Ride-by-wire throttle with 3 riding modes, a Bosch ECU system, the same as what they have on the Panigale. It's got cornering ABS. You know that newfangled cornering ABS?
When you lean
that
over,
goes
yeah.
through proper, especially on the S model, proper Brembo. What's it?
M50
M50 calipers.
On the
Which is the
same as
same
on
one.
the Superbike.
It's the same one you get on a Panigale, so they have missed the cruiser here a bit. It's got cruise control. Fair enough.
Launch control?
It's got launch control. I was getting to it. I'm trying to get through my crib notes here. Will you to relax?
You're going too fast.
Sorry, mate, sorry.
Before that, it's got Bluetooth, so you plug it into your phone. You can see what's playing on your phone, whether you're getting a phone call. And then, as you just pointed out, and they've missed the cruiser part here again, launch control. The first ever launch control
On
on
a
an actual cruiser.
Okay, like Harry said, we've got 5 possible full rating, TomTom rating. Well, it looks like you're giving it 4.5, but from listening to you talk, it should have been a 5. Why have you locked half off?
I think I would give it a 5. I think you two would give it a 5.
Probably, yeah.
But I'm just thinking to some of the people I've seen riding cruisers. Now, they are, you know, they're elderly gentlemen and they want to putt around. When they get on this thing, they are going to, well, first of all, they're going to flip backwards as soon as I open the throttle. So for that sort of reason, it's almost too good, if you know what I mean. It's too good. So
So we're actually
for that
knocking
reason-
half a point off because it's not really a cruiser. Ducati, and we do happen to have some people Ducati in the audience, have made the world's fastest cruiser for some strange reason.
It's the most, yeah, it's
So
the
it's
most
not actually a
insane
cruiser at all?
Yes.
Okay, so a brilliant motorbike. Price?
Prices is also brilliant. I mean, they're meant to be Ducatis. They're meant to be over-the-top expensive. No one can afford them. When you see someone riding one, you just think, whoa, wonder which company he owns. The S model, the more expensive one, the one that looks really good, is 280,000 Rand.
So the basic model is?
Basic model is 243.
243, significant saving, but
Significant
actually it's one of
saving.
those things, the XDiavel S has probably got all the bits and pieces on it that makes it better value in a way.
It is. I mean, again, this is a Ducati, and it's going very much the same sort of price as what you find the modern Japanese bikes, a lot of the other European bikes, but
Okay.
it's a Ducati.
Flick that on, okay, let's have a quick think about what are the alternatives, because we still think it's a muscle bike. V-Rod muscle, Harley Davidson.
That's a cruiser.
Yeah, it is a cruiser. I mean, it's...
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's quite horrible actually, I've ridden it.
There's nobody from Harley here, is there?
No,
That's good. Okay.
It doesn't handle very well, it's not very good. What else have we got in the same bracket?
The Rocket 3 Triumph.
Yes, that's the Roadster, is it?
This
Yes.
is more. This is more.
That's a
sort of-
proper
it's
muscle
Yeah,
bike.
it's more sort of similar to what the XDiavel is,
Yeah.
except the XDiavel can go around corners.
Actually, I think that's the ultimate muscle bike.
And then
Well,
obviously, the VMAX.
There's someone from
Yamaha
Triumph here,
VMAX, yeah,
and he
Triumph
thinks
is-
his bike goes around corners.
That doesn't go around
No,
corners.
that definitely doesn't go around corners. But again, that has an absolute monster engine. Again, but that is a muscle bike.
Yeah, and it's only a similar amount of horsepower, really.
Similar amount of
to the
horsepower. It's a muscle
XDiavel.
bike, and it's
And
brilliant
they-
in a
and
straight
they-
line.
For free, they put a hinge in the middle, which I thought was really cool. Okay, I think probably enough about the XDiavel. We're going to go to an ad break, and we'll be back with some news and products.